Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Prince Thomas also says hello. I wanted to start today's episode by just having a beacon, but then I was like, why don't we make it out of Netherite? And then I came up with another idea, so let's start digging. Also, for some reason my vein miner no longer works, so we have to dig like this. Can we dig bigger? Well, it's kind of like having a hammer. I'm not picky. I just made myself a hole. Normally when you make a netherite beacon, you want to flex in front of other people, but we're going to bury it. It's actually quite a stupid thing to do, but I have never been the brightest spark. I just have mesmerizing eyes. No, so we want speed, and I guess regen, and we activate it with a netherite ingot. Because why not? Regen is actually quite good, because every time that I log back in, I have to regenerate like 400 hearts. A few days ago, I was recommended a video on making a rainbow beacon, meaning that it's going to be a beacon which is going to change its colors. Like so. Also, I had no clue it does that. Yellow and red gives you orange, but 2 yellows give you yellow. So having a rainbow beacon could be a cool thing to have, but I had another idea. Let's change it into a clock. Just ignore the fact that we already have a clock on the top right hand corner of the screen. Basically what we want to do is to make a rainbow beacon which changes its color based on the time of day. How are we going to do that? We're going to use clocks from supplementaries. Apart from being extremely beautiful, they do have a functionality. You can read a comparator signal, and based on the time of day, it's going to emit a redstone signal. Right now it's 2 o'clock. So we have a redstone power of 5. It's going to work perfectly for us because we have 16 colored of stained glass, and redstone also has 16 power. Oops, it's 15. No, well obviously 0 also counts, so there's 16 of them. So you might think that our useless device is actually going to be quite simple. We're just going to read a comparator signal from the clock, place down a sticky piston, which is going to push the glass in front of the beacon beam. Right? No, sadly, it's not easy. Let me try to demonstrate the problem that we are going to have with our machine, which is going to be useless, and see if you can spot it, after I take a nap. So, did you notice the problem? They all turn on in sequence, which is great, but they don't turn off. And they stay on, which is not amazing. Although, if I sleep, it's gonna be fine. The reason that's a bad thing is that, well, all of the glasses are going to be on top of each other, and the result is garbage. Instead of red, we're just gonna get purple. So we do have to make sure that the pistons are going to extend in sequence, but they also retract in sequence. Also, I just discovered the garbage thing. Look. The turret looks amazing, but it misses a lot. And this was the ultimate laser. It takes like 7 shots for a zombie. So let us start working. We have 8 of the glasses. We're going to have another 8 on this side. And instead of starting from white, we're going to start from pink. These colors are more vibrant during the day. So pink is going to be our hour 0, and this is the only one which is different, meaning that the signal is going to be inverted. So it is going to be on exactly at 6 AM. Therefore, we just need to have a clock and a comparator. You might notice that it retracted because it's not 6 AM. But if I, as usual, take a nap, it's extended and it's 6 AM. The rest of them are going to be a bit different. At 7:30, we want the color to change to magenta. That is signal strength of 1. At exactly 9 AM, we want it to turn into purple. That would be a signal strength of 2. Currently, we only have 1, so we're good. But when it is exactly 9 o'clock, this is gonna extend, and the magenta is still there. Although the color combination seems to be fine, we get purple. In order to retract the magenta, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a crank over here, and we're going to set it on 1. So this is going to emit a redstone signal of 1, and we can read it using a comparator. That's also 1. We shall have another comparator to the clock. We put it on subtract mode. We shall have a repeater, a few redstone dust, and one more comparator, and you'll be on subtract. You see? Magenta is retracted. We only have purple. The rest of them are going to have exactly the same patterns with one difference. The crank here is set on 1, here it will be on 2. I just finished up the first 8 and, well, we're operational. And it works like a clock. That is exactly what it's supposed to do. However, I just wanted to correct myself. You might notice that over here I did place down a comparator, which is wrong. We can just have a repeater. Also here, that was my boo-boo. But the comparator also works, it doesn't really make much of a difference. So the first one is the exception because we're just inverting the signal. The second one, the crank is on 1. The third one, the crank is on 2. The fourth one, the crank is on 3, 4, 5, 6, and obviously 7. However, from the fourth one, we're also going to need one more comparator with another crank, which starts at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. That is going to make sure that they're going to extend only on their own time. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, I'm using the crank just like a potentiometer from Draconic Evolution, because the thing is, comparators are going to read the redstone signal. If you put a torch, it's going to be on 15, right? And if we put the torch there, it's going to be on 14. We can always put the comparator on subtract mode and give it another redstone signal of 15, and you might notice this guy is now off. Crank makes this a bit easier because I can easily adjust the signal that I want. That's it. Obviously, you can also use a hopper or some sort of an inventory and read the comparator signal out of that, but then you just have to start counting blocks, which is not amazing. But now that one side of the clock is set, let me try to set up the other side. Now that our system is complete, let us give it a test. I'll AFK for, I don't know, half an hour. There is a very high chance that I missed the button. What did I tell you? I did miss a button, and that was the black one. So what did I miss? That thing. The white one doesn't really do much, but it does work. And I'm really happy with that. Also, in around 10 seconds, the light should switch. I think. Right? Perfect. I know what you're thinking. So what does the beacon do? Absolutely nothing. It's just for decorations. But what we do need to work on are generating some resources, and for that, we have a new building. Oh, the color changed. Nice. There are a few resources that I think we are going to start generating using Geore. We have already done this with emeralds. Let's do this again for emeralds. I'm always short. I think another Geore that we're going to start looking for is going to be gold. Well, I have been flying for a while and I think I found it. It's actually quite funny because it was next to the stronghold. Oh, it's within the stronghold. That's a creeper. They are jerks. And there are more. Hi. Let's try to get 2 golems. As usual. Lovely. Can I have another one? Lovely. That one should be diamonds. Exactly. Statue bat! Don't run away. Let me kill you. It drops the core. It's kind of important. The range on these things is quite amazing. That should be redstone with a creeper. Jerk, they're everywhere. Not to bore you to death, but yeah, I also got iron. But these guys, their AI is kind of stupid. You see, redstone guys are over there, the diamond one is stuck, and I think even one of them wandered out. Right? Well, one thing is certain, they shouldn't walk that much. Also, for some reason, even though they cannot open doors, they keep walking towards it. I even flipped the door, I thought maybe it's a bug, but no. They just like the door. So, let's kill them again, and I got a statue. I'm really hoping they don't walk that much. Ah, they do that. Oops. I wanted them to be walking, but I guess we all have to make compromises, so they don't have a space to walk. And this does work. And yeah, it's not hyper efficient, they cannot reach every single block, but we are getting a decent supply of resources, which is fine by me. This is a passive resource generation setup, so I'm good with that. Also, since they cannot move, they can no longer put items inside the chest, so I'm using item collectors from Just Dire Things. And what I want to know is that, do they work through blocks? Yeah, they do. Although, to be very honest with you, I prefer to use a vacuum chest from Ender.io, because the ones from Just Dire Things have a few limitations. This also works. The problem is, I don't think it works through blocks. Yeah, it needs a direct access. Otherwise we get this. But the range is way better, unless we can increase the Y level? Ah, okay, you can do that with Just Dire Things. Okay, then we know what to do. I just lowered them by a few blocks and they do cover the entire area, which is great. And yes, we are getting the garbage. We're going to pipe the ingredients into a netherite furnace. We give it a factory augment, there is an ender gate on top, and we want you to output to the bottom and auto eject. And then we are going to have an entangled block which is bound to our interface. Oh, that gives you epilepsy. Well, that doesn't really matter because we are going to cover everything anyways. The system works. Oh, and by the way, the reason that I decided to make this building into some sort of a chapel, well, at least I tried my best, I'm not great at building, is that these guys make a wonderful music when they're harvesting stuff, obviously. How can I still see the light from the furnace? Oh. Yeah. But you can hear the music. It's kind of fun. So our passive resource generation setup has been finished. let's move to another problem. When I was setting up the mob farm, we were getting tons of resources because there was a huge backlog. Now that we don't have a huge backlog, that is my problem. The train runs out of water, because it had to stay over here for a very long time, and well, the fluid loader had enough time in order to fill in the locomotive. The loss of water is so slow that it took me a while to notice, but there is an easy fix for that. We remove this rail, we shall put a docking rail, and by docking rail I mean locking track. We shall have one eternal water block on top, a fluid loader like so, and we want to be able to send a signal from the fluid loader to the locking track. Hence we are going to use cog blocks from supplementaries. It is just a method of transferring redstone signal vertically. So that locking track is going to make sure that the locomotive is going to get enough water, and then it will let it go. Let us try to give it a test and see how it goes. I think it's still heating up. Oh, it's coming. I was waiting here for a while. Also, just in case, let's put locomotive as a filter. So you're locked, you're getting water. Takes time for the animation, but it's fine. Okay, that's all I wanted. But now you're not giving out a signal. So if I put a lever, all of you work. Maybe it's railcraft. We might have to move it by one block. So you don't need to have redstone gizmos. You just put it one block on top of the track, so that when it emits a redstone signal, it will just activate the track. And I also changed the mode of the track from lockdown to train lockdown. It's very important so that it doesn't really check the other cards. Another very small change that we have to do is over here. This is our advanced item loader, and it's supposed to provide coal to the locomotive. And that was a QIO exporter. We set it to charcoal and it should fill it in. Lovely. We have plenty of charcoal everywhere. Now the stupid train should be able to run constantly. What is this? I already had extra ones. We don't need them. They can despawn. Hello, Prince Thomas. You're stuck. Another very small thing that I wanted to do, and I kind of forgot during the past few episodes, was regarding our rice patch. So I did make this in order to get straw, and well, I forgot. The way that we will get straw is that we have to put the rice in our offhand, have a cutting knife and a cutting board, and voila. I know that you can use a hopper in order to put the rice on top of the cutting board, but what I want to know is that can we automate it using a clicker? You know, we give it a knife. Oh, okay, so it's facing down. Target blocks, right click. Interesting. Can it go faster? Okay, maybe not that fast. Then we know it works. Let's change our setup by a teeny tiny bit. So what I have done is that I do have a storage controller over here. The item collector is on top, and we do have a few drawers. One for the rice crop, one for straw, and one for rice. And yes, they're linked. So now if we have a pipe over here with an upgrade and we set filter for rice, and then we put our cutting board here, rice goes on top. I think we can put the clicker like so and put the knife in. I did upgrade the knife to Netherite and it has Unbreaking 6. The collector is also collecting the garbage, I suppose. Not the rice. This one is not connected. Now we're good. So automatically we're getting straw. It's slow, but it's fine. Because to be honest with you, we're not actually producing that much rice. Although now that we have tons of rice, maybe we can do it a bit faster until we run out. Now that we do have a few functioning stuff, let's have some fun. From the Iron Spells mod, I did notice a few things. This is my Rod of Lightning, correct? It does give us plus 25% lightning spell power. One thing that I didn't know is that you can do this. And now it gives you more spell power. Can we like one-shot the Wither? But the problem is that our Creeper is gone. So we can't make bottles of lightning. We do need a new Creeper. And in order to heal the Creeper, I think I have a solution. So Arsnevu comes with runic chalks. What does it do? You can draw stuff. Drawing stuff on their own is kind of garbage. We do need to have a parchment, which I already had. We are going to use this spell. Touch, heal, and amplify. So we should be able to copy it to the parchment, like so. And then we should be able to add it to our chalk. Yes. And then we do need to have a teeny tiny bit of source for testing purposes. We take that one. And now I just have to wait for nighttime to find Papa Felix. The Creeper. I forgot to press record, but I have done a few things. First off, I have made myself some lightning grenades from Evilcraft. If you drop them on a Creeper, it's charged. Another thing is that there is a spell called Charm. This is also from Arsnevu. So I have a projectile, charm, and amplify. What does it do? Well, if you launch it at a creature, it's going to be your friend. And boom. The zombie attacked me, so the Creeper exploded. So now Papa Felix is also our friend. So we can open the door. And oh boy, you have no idea how fast this is. Just look. We take some bottles of lightning and he's healed. Immediately. I mean, if there's no limitation on charm, we can even bring Papa Felix home. I should really start fixing the glass issue. We don't have sand and we're not producing it. Let me try to get some upgrades. I kind of forgot how expensive these upgrade kits are. We need way more bottles. I'm pulverizing some gravel, that's it. And we also need a crazy amount of source. So you give it to the warper, warper gives it to the other warper, and you over here. Sorry, Papa Felix. We do have exactly 16 upgrade orbs, and yeah, you cannot go higher than 30%. Okay. Now we know. I just wasted a lot. But fun fact of the day, there's also a cooldown upgrade. We have been keeping phantom membranes for a very long time. Well, not that long apparently. We can only make 6. Oh, I just remembered. I even have a book. So we can have extra lightning? No. Well, in any case, that should be a decent damage. Let's go and try it. Well, obviously not on the wither first, but on some mobs. That's a good group. And that's fine. And it kind of generates way faster. I like that. There is a max upgrade that you can install, but there is an override for it. That is the max upgrades. We can go to 10. We're changing the configs, but it's for fun. Besides, it's a super expensive mechanic and there's absolutely no reason for doing it. I mean, even with my cheaty setup, it's gonna take ages. Because these 3 stacks of bottles is gonna give us like 3 orbs. Actually, maybe things can be made a teeny tiny bit easier using a clicker. We just need to increase the time to make sure Papa Felix is gonna be fine. And we also put a vacuum chest. Yeah. We're good. We just give it extra bottles using a hopper. So currently if we wear our full set of armor and have the rod in our hand, lightning is going to do 53 damage. Let me try to upgrade everything as much as I can. I just realized I need way more sand. We go over there. It has been a while later. I did gather way more sand. I made ton of bottles. I did AFK and I had some fun. Let's see if we have made any progress. Okay, that's actually quite good. Give me one more. We need full stacks. And we do have plenty of bottles left. It might sound that we have a lot of them, but that's it. That's 8 orbs. And trust me, it's been a while. But with a ton of upgrades, we are now doing almost 62 damage. It's not much. And I'm already out of sand. Also, we might be able to get the bottles a bit faster, maybe every 2 seconds. It's a powerful healing spell, so we should not run into any problems. How about every 30 ticks? Seems to be fine. So this is set to every 1.5 seconds, and every 1.5 seconds we're getting a bottle. And so far Papa Felix is fine. It's been a while. And for solving the sand problem, I think there's a solution. Extended AE has ME Infinity Cobblestone Generator. We just need to have a 16k storage, a bucket of water, and I'm assuming, voila. We have infinite cobblestone. I also made some drives, yeah, 2 of them. So now if we want cobblestone, we always have it. It's infinite, I suppose. Therefore, let us make a few patterns. It's going to be processing. 1 stack of cobblestone gives us gravel, like so. 1 stack of gravel should give us 1 stack of sand, which I don't think I have. Yeah, we have to pulverize sand. We're very poor. But anyways, you guys get the gist. Gravel gives us sand. That's it. I'm doing 1 stack because mechanism machines are incredibly fast. We might as well use their speed. So now if I want like 10,000 sand, can I have it? What? We didn't have enough CPUs. That can go faster. Energy upgrades and speed upgrades. That's amazing. Again, it has been a bit later and we have a few more upgrades. Every 1.5 minutes, we're actually going to get 1 orb. So we're good. All I'm trying to say is that, yeah, it hasn't been that long. But just for testing purposes, let's kill a wither. Actually, why a wither? Whoop. It does that. Thankfully, nobody died. Yes, as I was saying, why would you kill a wither when you can kill a warden? Mr. Warden? Please be summoned. I think you have to activate it like 5 times. He should come now? No? Oh yeah. Hello, Warden. That's not much, but it's relatively fast. Can't really complain. This is fun. We just killed the warden. Just before we wrap up today's episode, there are a few things that I want to do. One of them is that... That's not it. And it destroyed my key, okay. I want an extra mace because, well, I need 1 mace in order to make the Nether Star Talisman from Fargo's Talismans. It increases critical damage and critical chance. But I also want to have another mace because I want to see if you can one-shot the wither. Or potentially like 10 of them. Also with our brand new spell power, this is super easy. Everybody dies. Well, we have 2 keys. Do we get it? Garbage? Actually, that's a ton of garbage. Wait. There is a very low chance is the problem. File chambers are cool. I like them. Die, you rebel scum. I meant enemies of democracy. And the Senate. And the other garbage formalities. I have like 5 trial chambers on my waystone and unfortunately, they don't really recharge fast enough. So yeah, it's been a while. let's see if we can get the mace. I have actually used the ominous keys for a few times, so the chances should be very high. I hope. Not really. Why would I need a music disc? Please don't make me do this again. You're gonna make me do this again. Well, each trial chamber has a few chambers, so we can get some extra keys. Come on. Come on. Come on. What a jerk. Give me the mace. Yes! I don't care anymore. Just before we wrap up today's episode, there is one more thing that I want to do. We have switched our dire armor for this armor. As a side effect, I have lost my capability of seeing through the darkness, meaning that I don't have night vision. So I thought maybe we can have a very small automation using Wixies from Ars Nouveau to make us the potion. Wixies do need a sample of what they're going to craft, so let's get an awkward potion. Thank you. And in order to tell them what the sample is, I think they require a pedestal now. So let us get ourselves a barrel. At this very moment, we don't have a production of wort, but that is fine. We put the wort in the barrel, we select the Wixie and the barrel. We also put a jar in front of her, and we shall link it again. And yes, they do require source. That's not a valid inventory? Why? You should first select the barrel, then the Wixie. Now she's making awkward potion. Do you have to fly every time? Okay. I was hoping it doesn't do that, but let us also lock the jar. We sneak and right click. Now it's locked, meaning that no other potion goes inside. So for night vision, we need golden carrots. That is night vision for 3 minutes. And the potion has 3 stages, therefore we're going to need 3 Wixies. So the second Wixie is making us night vision potion, and it's locked. If you don't lock it, they're going to mess up the jars. And the final Wixie in the middle is going to give us extended night vision. So we also have to put redstone in the barrel, right? Yes, potion of night vision, 8 minutes. We lock it. So the 8 minutes is fine, but we can also improve that using a very special flask. Stop hitting me, Prince Thomas, please. I forgot that making flasks is a teeny tiny bit weird. We have to do it inside an enchanting apparatus, but voila. That's a normal flask. It can hold 8 bottles. It's exactly like the flask from Botania, but we can upgrade it further. There is an upgrade which increases the duration of potions by 50%. So instead of 8 minutes, we will have 12 minutes. So I hope it works. We fill it in. And then we drink. Oh, it doesn't show you the time, but it should be 12 minutes. And they're actually quite efficient. I like you guys. We're out of wort. But don't you worry, we're going to fix that very soon. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.